Hello, good morning. Today we are in Seoul. Today is going to be a very exciting day because it is actually what I came to Seoul for because I want to go get botox for the first time in my life. I want to get masseter botox here. And I'm still thinking about it. I'm not sure. I will ask the doctor if it's good because I want to also do botox on my traps because I have like really tight traps. And then I also want to get aqua peel facial. I think that's what they call it. So I booked an appointment at Me Clinic at Gangnam. Like I didn't dare to go to one of those very popular ones on TikTok because I heard they don't really like consultation. You just kind of tell them exactly what you want and they just do, and then you're out of there. So I prefer a place where I actually get to speak to the doctor and ask for more advice, like maybe because what I want might not be what is suitable for me, right? It was pretty easy to make the reservation. I think I just sent them a WhatsApp. So I'll try to vlog the experience to also remember what it's like and to see if there are any noticeable difference.
Notice that you have a little bit lack of the skin elasticity. So I think I want you to start shrink, elevate your elasticity at the same time produce the collagen. I want to check your muscle. Would you mind to lift your eyebrow and the frown, please? The last thing is about master botox. Let me check the muscle. I think you can get it. So my recommendation is a water shine injection. It's a hyaluronic acid 360.
Do you also do botox for the trapezius muscle?
Oh, of course. Usually people do 200 units to doing together. Because I recommend face for the American Botox, but the body one, when it goes to the American, the price is double. So I wanted to try with Korean Botox something more like a mild type.
Is there anything I can do for like dark eye circles?
You have slightly indentation, it brings some shadowing. So I wanted to try some little bit of filler. So most of the treatment that you're doing today, other than filler, all it work about 1 to 2 weeks at least after.
Any of this be very painful?
Water shine is the one that I always see. So needle treatment is painful. Shrink also a little bit sting, but it's okay. But Botox sometimes more painful.
And there's tax refund also?
Yes,
for
you
tourist,
can.
right? This is my face right after everything. It's kind of red.
Hello, I'm finally back after a long day out. Anyway, let's start with my experience at Me Clinic. It was very easy to make an appointment, so you can just do it over WhatsApp. And because it was so easy, I thought like, okay, I might as well just go there. Then I sort of like ended my research there. So anyway, after I arrived at the clinic, I filled up a registration form, and then soon after I got a consultation with, I don't think she's a doctor, I'm not very sure. I just told her that I wanted to do the aqua peel facial as well as masseter botox and botox for my brownies here. And then I also asked her what else she recommended, and then she gave me her recommendations. Okay, so I did the premium aqua peel, which was 190,000 Korean won, and then she recommended Shurink, and that was 440,000 won. And then because my skin is very dry, then she recommended the water shine injection. I told her I wanted something with like minimal downtime. The downtime for this water shine is apparently only 2 days, but actually even right after the procedure, it wasn't like Vijuan, you know, where your skin is all bumpy. This was 380,000 won. And then I did forehead frown line botox, which is here and here. That was 220,000 won. And I did jaw botox, 242,000 won. I also did trap botox, that was 388,000 won. And then I also did under eye filler. I'm not sure if it's 1cc for both eyes or 1cc per eye, but that was 242,000 won. So for the under eye filler, she actually showed me like a list of different fillers that you could choose from, and I picked the cheapest one. The difference in price is just the longevity of the filler, I guess. And I picked the cheapest one because like I don't know if I will like super like the results or anything. So if I didn't like the results, I don't actually want it to last too long. Okay, so let's go through how everything felt. So the aqua peel was nothing much, no pain, nothing.
she just steamed my face, and after that used like a suction thing to, I guess, suck out the gunk from the pores. And then she put on like this very, very cold gel, and then there was like a machine to sort of like rub the gel all over your face. So that one was like zero pain, zero discomfort. In fact, I fell asleep. For the aqua peel procedure, right, it's sort of like a, you know, like those massage parlors, right? You go into the room and then there are like many tables for you to lie down on. It sort of felt like that. So I can hear all the conversations going around me in all the different stores. So it's not like a very private experience. After that, they put numbing cream on my face. Then after that, I moved into a different room that was like a private room to do Shurink. That one was so painful. So I usually have like quite a high tolerance for pain. I'm also okay with injections as long as I don't look at it. I'm usually not very bothered by it. So before the treatment started, this other nurse came by and passed me like a little soft toy. Then I was like, haha, who does he think I am? Like a loser? And then I was squeezing it so hard. And the pain is not like a pinch pain, it's not like a needle pain. I don't know, it just feels like electricity shooting into my skin kind of pain. And then there were some parts where I'm not sure if the doctor applied more pressure or it's just like the frequency of whatever ultrasound thingy they were using, but it was really so painful. And because it is 400 shots, I think he did 100, 100, 100 and then 100 here. It's like I almost asked for a break because that was so painful. I feel like that experience wasn't super amazing also because the doctor just came in, said hi, said his name, and then he just started straight away. And then once he was done, it was like, okay, thank you for your patience, bye. So it didn't feel very personal. Actually, it did still feel like a factory kind of vibes. So after he left, another doctor came in. He also introduced himself. Actually, he slowed down a little bit more to talk through what we were doing before we went into it. But he was speaking so fast, and because of like the accent, like actually half the time I didn't understand what he was saying. So I just, or like, before I could even register what he was saying, he was moving on to something else. So again, everything was very rushed, but everything was done, I think, in less than 20 minutes. He started with the fillers first. The fillers, I think, was the most painful of all the injections, but even then it wasn't that bad. So he sort of like poked here first. That's why there's a bruise here. I'm not sure if there's supposed to be a bruise, but he started here first and then he pushed the filler in. I still have like a little bit of dark eye circles because I think mine are quite bad, but it is actually much better than before because I have like zero makeup on now. The pushing of the filler was a bit weird and you can actually hear like the liquid going into your skin, so it's a very strange sensation. And then after that, he went into the forehead botox. Also not very painful, just like a few jabs here and there. And then jaw botox, also not painful at all actually. I don't remember being in a lot of pain. It's just very strange. Because it's so close to your ear, you can really hear the liquid going into your skin. And then he went into the traps. Also not much pain, but it's just very unexpected. It's like getting acupuncture, you know, because he doesn't tell you where he's gonna inject next. It's just like poke, and then like in 20 seconds we were done. I thought it was quite funny because he said like, oh, because he's professional and he's very good at what he's doing, right? That's why he can do it really fast. And then he said like, if you do it really fast, you won't get bruises. But I obviously already have one bruise here from the filler. And then I have like bruises on my shoulder as well. I don't feel anything on my face now, but I do feel my shoulders starting to ache a little bit. I'm not sure if that is like side effect of the trap talks or anything, but when I was carrying all my shopping bags, it did feel quite strenuous on my shoulders. Actually, before all these proceeded, he also shined like sort of like a light on my face to see where the veins are, and I think they try to inject where the veins are so that you don't get bruises, but I'm not sure why I still got this bruise right here. And then after all of those injections were done, we did the water shine injection. It is like a few needles going on at once, and it's like pss, 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 kind of feeling. But I didn't have those bumps. There were some parts at my chin that had like little scabs or like little leftover blood, but that was it. And that one was not painful at all, actually. Because during my consultation, when I asked the lady, right, like which of this is going to be the most painful, she actually told me that water shine was going to be the most painful. And then she told me for shrink, she was okay. But for me, shrink was the most painful. And then everything else was okay. So before I started all of these procedures, they took a photo of my face first, like all angles, and then like eyes down, eyes up, everything. And then after all of the procedures, we took photos one more time. But something that is like a little bit strange is that there is no post-procedure consultation. There's no like showing you of the before and after photos. It's just like, okay, once the photos are done, you go get changed, then bye-bye. Like, no one even says bye to you. I had to ask like, okay, so that's all? Like, I can just leave now or what? So I think if you're looking for something with like a little bit more service where they explain everything to you, then this is not it. But if you're looking for like really quick stuff, then perhaps you can consider this. But this is just my experience there. But it seems like quite a lot of locals go there and foreigners as well. So actually for all of the skin treatments that I did, you can straight away apply makeup and continue with your day, but the lady told me that since I'm doing so many procedures in one day, it's better to let my skin rest for the rest of the day, and then I can go ahead with like just light foundation and concealer tomorrow. Oh, and then it takes about 1 to 2 weeks for the results to show, except for the under eyes. So under eyes were supposedly immediate, and then everything else will take 1 to 2 weeks for you to start seeing a difference. Now I've just bathed and I turn on the brighter light, and you can see up close the bruise and all of the red marks from the water shine, and my chin has got some marks as well. All the little marks from the needles. Now my skin feels quite dry, but I'm going to put the post-cooling sheet mask that they give for people who do the Shurink and other like ultra therapy treatments. Good morning! This is one day after all my botox and skin boosters. My face feels fine. It's not red anymore. It looks fine already. I just think that maybe I could have done a little bit more fillers because over here my dark eye circles still quite dark. My sister still look the same. Wrinkles still look the same also. So maybe I have to give it a little bit more time for the results to kick in. Hello, it's about 2.5 months after I did all my botox and fillers and whatnots in Korea. I'm here to do like an update, what I felt, whether or not I think it's effective, and whether or not I would do it again next time, right, in the future when the botox wears off. And I must say that the jaw botox made like the biggest difference. So I think my jawline, this part, like really got significantly smaller. It used to be a little bit more squarish in shape, but the only issue now is that the left side is smaller than the right side. I think it's always been like that. The left side has always been smaller than the right side. So I think when I went for the consultation, I should have made it clearer that I want like maybe a little bit more botox on the right so that it would balance out. So if you can see, the right side is still bigger, but overall both sides have gotten smaller. In terms of like side effects, I actually felt the least from the jaw botox. Maybe 1 week after the botox, I felt like a little bit tired when I chew food. It only bothers me when I chew food that is very hard to chew, like maybe like a steak or something, but otherwise I don't really feel it. So yeah, I would definitely want to do jaw botox again. I am still trying to find somewhere in Singapore where I can do it for cheaper, because who's gonna fly to Korea every 6 months to get jaw botox done, right? Moving on to the rest of the face, right, I also did under eye fillers. This one I felt like didn't do anything at all. Like, as you can see, my dark eye circles are still very dark, and for the first almost 1 month, like every time I touch this part of my cheek, my eye bag here would be twitching. So that was like a little bit scary for me. The skin like right under my eye over here did like smooth out a lot, so that was very nice, but it also didn't last for very long. So it's only been 2.5 months in, and like that smoothing effect is already gone. So under eye fillers, I don't think I would do it again, and for some reason it made me look super puffy because this part is like filled up, right? Because I don't really think I have like super sunken eyes. So like sunken eyes is not my problem. My problem is just it's super dark here. So as you can see, it's already puffy. So when they filled it in, it looked even more puffy. So I wasn't like a big fan of how that looked. So I don't think I'll do it again. Then after that, moving up, I also did Botox here. So my main concern at that point of time was that I wanted like this muscle to be smaller. I don't know if you can see, but from sideways you can see it's like flat and then there's a bump here. So I wanted this bit to be smaller. I saw like difference after the first month or so, but I feel like the muscle already grew back up, and if I frown, there is still lines, but it's not as deep as before, and I find that I really need to use a lot of strength to frown. Last time it's like I just and then it'll be there, but now it's not really there. It takes a little bit more conscious energy to frown. And then this one, yeah, so just 1 month after, I felt like it's much harder for those lines to show. So the next thing I did was also ultra therapy, and I think they focused a lot on my cheeks and a little bit of my double chin. I do feel like my double chin is not as obvious anymore. So like the jawline's a bit clearer. So I guess it did help. So I asked the lady at that time like how long would the effects of ultra therapy last, and then she said because I'm still relatively young, the effects can last more than 6 months, maybe like a year or two, because it's supposed to like stimulate collagen production in your face. So then in general, if like more collagen is produced, then your skin will be firmer and tighter. I do think there is a little bit of difference. I guess I feel like my face is not so like saggy in general. Oh, I also did water shine injection, right? But I'm not sure if the water shine injection made me break out or something. Okay, honestly, I cannot tell the effects of the water shine injection at all, because I think about 2 weeks after I did all of these things on my face, I had like the worst breakout in my life, and I generally don't break out often. So when that happened, I was really very scared, and the breakout happened like just under my eyes where my cheekbones were, and it's not like random spots. The breakouts were in like very uniform dots. So I'm not sure if it was the water shine injection that caused me to break out. And then after that breakout sort of cleared up, then I started getting breakouts like on my cheeks, and I don't usually break out on areas like this. I only break out on my forehead. So if you can see, I still have like a lot of like little red dots, scars and stuff. So I really cannot tell like that glowy effect that I'm supposed to get from the water shine injection. The last one I did was trap Botox. This one really affected me the most. So right after the trap Botox, like I didn't really feel anything, and then like a couple days later, I could not even dry my hair by myself, because you know when you dry your hair you lift up your arms, right? To do it, I couldn't do it, so I had to like bend my head over, so I dry my hair like this, so I don't have to lift my arms up. So basically the muscle here got really very weak. It didn't just get weak, it got very achy, so it was very painful for like almost a month or so. I think I slouch a lot, that's why this muscle comes up, right? So it did correct my posture quite a bit, because I had to pull like my shoulders back for this part of my shoulder to not hurt. So then I ended up having to use a lot of muscles like between my shoulder blades and over here, like just here, to pull my shoulders back. So then this part started aching so badly, like I'll have the worst back aches from this. Yeah, and then also because of my job, right? Like sometimes I have to like carry heavy things, I have to close overhead compartments. Yeah, it was just very painful in general. So I don't know, it did help with the headaches, because I used to have like a lot of headache just at the bottom of my head and in my neck. So it did help with that. I feel like they don't ache as much in general, but I'm not sure if all of the other aches are worth it. It did correct my posture a little bit. I feel like I stand a lot straighter, I slouch a lot less, just because slouching is so tiring now. So I don't know if I will do it again. But if you're doing trap Botox for the aesthetic looks of it, right, for this part to in general be smaller. I feel like it's still quite big. Like my shoulders are still very, very sloped. But if it's for you to look skinny, then I guess this part did get skinnier, so my collarbones are just popping out a little bit more if it's for aesthetic reasons. But other than that, I'm really not sure if the ache is worth it. So out of everything that I did on my face, I think the only thing that I really want to continue doing is jaw botox, because I feel a lot more confident when I smile now because it's not so big. Because I was editing old videos recently, right? And then I see like how big my jaw is. I think there's really a big difference. Yeah, so that is my 2.5 month review of everything that I did on my face. I hope it was useful, and I hope if you are having like the same issues as me and you're considering Botox, then these are the pros and cons of whatever I've done, and maybe it will help you decide on whether or not you want to do it. But I guess like everybody's body is different, right? So what didn't work for me might work for you, and what works for me might also not work for you. So it's very important to go and do your own research, listen to the doctors. If you have any other questions, you can let me know and I'll try to answer them. But also, if you have a good Botox clinic to recommend in Singapore that is not super expensive, then also do let me know, because I want to continue with this. Thanks for watching, and I hope this was helpful. Bye!